Are you that guy who says XRP is falling from the sky? You literally have to look at the market in various different perspectives, otherwise you'll just mess around. So if you just see a fluctuation happening here, up and down, you still can do something better. You can try to see what really is happening in the market. In a perspective that you'll understand, you look at the history and see, okay, this is a pattern which you can call as a inverse head and shoulder, and if this is playing out, that means something is going to happen. Now yes, this is a zoomed in view of XRP chart, 30 minutes. I normally doesn't do this stuff, but you literally have to again understand, are you that guy who says XRP is falling down? Now that mentality for XRP will never prevail, because it's an asset which tests your patience till that last moment. To understand that, you can directly jump into a weekly chart and then compare it with all the different assets, different time frames, if you really want to do that. Why? Say if you literally want to compare, say, XRP with any other asset, you can kind of merge them together. You can kind of put them together and then see what they were actually doing each time, right? So if you are looking at another altcoin, which is Ether, you can kind of look at this in a similar way and then say what it was doing. Wasn't it that easy for you to see, or is it really hard? Now you can just drop some vertical lines to see when that item bottomed and when it actually started its rally to the upside and when it reached. So that was my mistake. Now if I actually take this correctly and plot it here, now you see the start of the rally here for Ether was kind of cool, right? It went earlier than XRP. So if you are taking that in number of days, you can kind of see around 70-80 days before XRP started its rally, Ether started. But if you look at the top for Ether, to be precise, we'll actually try to land it on that top here. XRP reached that level. So even though XRP was late to start the party, when everyone was at the top of that mountain, XRP was also there in that market cycle. Now the percentage of fluctuation will be different for different asset, and you see that here. All right, now you can look at the same stuff previously in this area. If you are looking at Ether, it was kind of consolidating at the bottom and XRP was kind of slowly moving up, consolidating in that range. When Ether went up, XRP didn't even move. So if you are looking at this properly, what you understand, first wave, second, a little bit of correction, then the final one, which is the blow off the top, or that distribution phase starting there. Now when you look at this three, you'll understand one stuff. Okay, now if you are seeing this happening in the market and then you are looking at this, okay, XRP didn't even do anything in the first wave of Ether. So how much number of days it actually took was like 1 year. So there are still guys who don't literally understand this market and who just see this as something which confuses them all the time. Now I got update for you guys. I literally got update for you guys. For those who say XRP didn't do anything in this market cycle, look, it actually did 500% from the bottom. It went to the upside. Okay, that's cool. Now if you still follow an asset like XRP saying it hasn't done anything, either you are mentally retarded or you are just following to see the news, but you don't want to really make money looking at the reality. Because afterwards it went down and gave you another bottom which pumped another 300%. So you can't ignore that is the truth. Now you take out all of those measurements and look at the chart. What do you actually see? We are kind of laying that cornerstones for the next utility bull run. Why do I say that? I'll take you guys through that and show what exactly I mean by that. Why does the sustainability matter? Why does the accumulation matter? All of this need to be explained, right? I'll take you guys through that. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. Now, this is not just a marketing stuff for my Patreon, but it's showing you one stuff and want to really explain one stuff. There are guys who are literally following the charts. Say they get an educated guess, a knowledgeable guess from the charts, and they kind of are happy with this. But not everyone is actually happy, because not everyone do make money there, because not everyone see the actual scenarios which I post. Why? There are some who just look at the short-term volatility in the market without looking at what's coming in this economy. If you can't see what's coming in this economy and why you are in this market, you're going to be really damaged. So this is me trying to inform you guys personally what I've explained through the portfolio assessment with my Platinum Plus tier, Platinum previous old Platinum tier, and above till Diamond Plus. I actually went through this stuff, right? Now you're literally seeing that playing out in different geographical regions in this world. Wherever you are, it's coming to you. So if you are not prepared looking at the long-term structure of the market and where the opportunity lies, you're gonna miss these kind of happy moments. Now, if you have, say, a huge following, that's cool. Now, will 100% of them make profit? No. Why? Because all of them are human beings and the emotions will always play there. And if you are becoming so emotional when 5 or 10% drop is occurring in the market, this is not the right place for you. You're not going to make money here. So let's jump back, right? We did another 300%. That's fine. So it was like 500% first. Then SEC came, we dropped, but still we managed to came back. And then it was like 300%. Still, we are at the top area of that. Now, you kind of take all of them out and look at the structure in the RSI. On a 3-day chart, this is what the structure shows you. The bottom is still going up. Up means even though we are not making new highs at this particular time in last 3 years, RSI has been slowly moving to the upside when the price was going down. Then eventually the price started moving in the direction of RSI. So if you are in the market from 2018, you will understand one stuff. We were going down, 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 all the way up to 2020 March, and then we started moving to the upside. So those who accumulated in that zone understand the value of this asset. Now, just to put in perspective here. So here, we were coming down, 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 but in between, we tried to go up, but we faked out. We tried to go up, but we faked out. If you're looking in this pattern. But what I personally see is within that pattern, that long-term pattern, another trend change is happening. So if you are to really go into this, take these two lines out, now you will see a literally new trend is forming where we are moving to the upside. Now look at the price, it's following that. Now this is a clear example which I would like to show you guys. Now the bottom shown here is in green, because it's the accumulation range for me. So the bottom of this range in green is the accumulation zone, right? The top here is the distribution zone. Now, if you look at this, are we near the top or the bottom? So majority of the time we spend near the bottom. We were inside this bottom. Then we moved above. We came back. We went above. Where are you right now? We are above. Now the middle zone here is kind of, the markup phase where you move from this accumulation towards that distribution phase. Now this is inside the previous price history. So you can move way above this. So what you are expecting within, the time frame which you are anticipating, let it be next year, let it be this year, whatever your time frame is, you're looking at this asset to understand where it is inside in its market cycle. Now, if the market cycle, you can't time it well. As I explained here, we can't time it perfectly because even, huge guys, say Jim Rogers, he has always said this, I'm a bad timer of the market, but at the end of the day, I win. Why? Because I have patience and I know the ultimate direction. And if the chosen direction is correct, then the price at which you entered literally doesn't matter if you have that level of confidence in your investment and you know the fundamentals. So here, the price is moving to the upside. You are in the middle area, which is the mark up. You're not in the bottom. So you are not seeing this asset is falling from the sky going to through the waters. No, it's not. Literally, it's moving to the upside. If you just take it from here to here, you'll only see a markup phase. But I'm showing you the holistic picture here. You have to see we came up. This area was the accumulation. Then we bursted again, right? So this reaccumulation pushed the price 10-12%, 10-12 times to the upside. That was like, huge move, because that's the blow off the top for XRP here, and then it came back, corrected all the way. Now, that kind of correction, when it happens, you do have to understand there are guys who are going to be so emotional without seeing this stuff. Now, why do I explain this? We are literally just looking at the tops and how many tops we can connect to see a trend or the pattern forming in this chart. Now, at the same time, I'm connecting the bottoms too to understand what's the range in that trend or the pattern. So now I see that, okay, this is the range. At first, it was like, a little bit getting squeezed, but it went, kind of consolidative in between. Then it's again trending, moving inside that pattern where the RSI is always supportive of that. You look at the top, 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 top. So all of these resistance are being connected there, and then the supports, right, where the price bounced each of the time. You're looking at that and you literally understand what? Okay, we are managing to move into this new trend, but we have not yet moved out of the old trend completely. So this is the previous resistance line which I have plotted here, and if we break about this one and move, then that's the new trend, right? So you can kind of, once we stay above that and make a higher high, a correction and move up, that's something which you have to look at, not a direct blast like this, because as I've always said, if we get huge explosion in price in a week or two, take your profits, step aside. Now, that's not if you're a complete investor looking at long term, because if you do that, you don't know where the price would be correcting, where the bottom would be, and you'll average up. Whereas if you're a trader or if you have trading positions, that's where you take your profits. So you have the dry powder to time the market when it comes next time. But again, you won't be able to time the market 100%. But still, even if you manage to do that 60%, that's fine. Now you look at the top 3.8 and the bottom 0.12, that was like 98% drop. Even if you're buying at that 70%, you are still around 0.3, 0.35. Now, eventually, with patience, by the time price reaches back to 3.8, you're already in profit. Now, yeah, I personally anticipate this market is getting extended, but we have just got that huge consolidation for XRP. Now, for the other assets, we haven't actually got that. Now, if you go look at the general market, you can see why there was a consolidation. The crypto mom or the his peers, as we call, highlights this. The incumbents are, those who are there trying to, make money out of you, that try to block new technology, and new entrants run the risk of closing themselves off from the most interesting and dynamic parts of the world. Now, why is that so important? Because you see that the status quo in the financial infrastructure are trying to stay relevant, even though there are technologies which, came out and changing life using that, we can call it fintech, but it does change lives across the world. Even just looking at the remittance market, it is doing that. When the banks are charging you $80, $100 fee, they are charging you $2.5, sometimes even free, and to $5 max. So that's life-changing if you're looking at the use case of that one. Now, what am I really talking about? You look at this. Report from Indian Ministry of Finance, September 2020. Not Ripple, okay, used in 2017. Interesting to report on it now. Shows Axis Bank received personal remittance from Rack Bank in UAE. Now, do understand when they are using this market, and in previous video I have already explained when UAE, China, Hong Kong, they were actually entering into something new. I showed you what really is happening with the monetary authority or the central banks. Now, this is just to highlight you the use case or the utility bull run, what it does mean. So here you see another stuff. Casino Coin, CAC, is moving forward with a rebranding while also moving its token on a platform to the XRP ledger. Now, they are personally doing that to get the efficiency of this ledger to maximize their purchasing power, right? Say if you are paying fees, hell lot of fees, that's even reducing your purchasing power, whether it's 2%, 3% more, it doesn't matter. Now, you come to an end here and you understand it's actually literally being used, right? XRP is being literally used as an asset. So the goal is to decrease volatility and prove XRP a safe vehicle for cross-border settlement or the bridge asset. Now we went through this, not this particular stuff, but a similar item in the last video. Now if that's happening, you have to understand one country by another, Japan to Singapore, they are trying to implement these. Now at the same time, look back at US where the SEC is kind of, still playing that drama and we haven't received that clarity. Look at this. SEC Chair nominee Gary claims that SEC's rules have to change together with markets. Previously we have seen, it has to be including accommodating the technology and other stuff. So it all comes at the end, right? So if you are looking at Ripple's new lawyer, which is former SEC Chairman Mary Jo White, who was in that position when Gary was there, right? Previously when he was in CFTC. Now, she has literally highlighted that how big was the mistake made by the SEC. Now, this particular tweet shows you, now, shout out to EMPIAGI. Now, I don't know whether I've put that clearly, but now you look at DDCC. They are trying to show you something. Trade capture, asset digitization, netting, and then settlement. So settlement is a part of your back-end process. If it's coming from an organization like DTCC, that's huge. Because you look at the keyword here, you see this. Project Iron Settlement System, which explores whether the digitalization of assets and application of DLT can accelerate settlement and reduce cost and risk. So for me, that definitely looks like a blockchain which have that interoperability layer and provides efficient settlement system. Now, why is this so important? Because when you are an investor, it's not only you looking at the crypto market, you are trying to look at the general market, the entire market, to understand where it is standing at. Right now, it shows inflation is likely to increase. Now, we've been talking about this from a long time to understand yourself and to position yourself right. Not going into cash completely so that the hyperinflation will reduce your purchasing power. You are looking to maximize your purchasing power. So here, Yahoo Finance highlights this. Inflation is likely to increase over the course of the year. So some of that is going to be transitory. But as we move into year end, it is likely that underlying inflationary pressures are going to rise. So if that rises along with the government's pushing more money into the market, that's going to be so bad. Why? You're going to borrow money from the future and use it right now. Why? You can see this coming from UK saying, they are looking for more firepower. So what does that firepower mean? You're going to give stimulus. You're going to try to stimulate the economy in a way that you're going to print money more and more, trying to keep that economy stable. But it's going to affect you in many different ways. So you don't actually have to wait for the economy to be hit with that inflationary pressure before you decide something, because you can see this happening all around the world. Government, central banks, all doing the same, waiting for a hyperinflation, or at least they're trying to change the financial system. Because at this time you can see people are running behind properties. But if you are a well-educated, well-informed investor, you would be kind of stepping back. At least if it's me, I would be doing that, right? So China's top banking regulator says he's worried about risks emerging from bubbles in the global financial market. So if these are to happen, you literally have to understand there are a lot of risks in the market, and you look at different asset classes and understand where you are in this market cycle and where you can make money. Now, literally, if you want these kind of charts for different assets in your portfolio and to rebalance it based on the return on investment which you can get, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description of each video. If you received value for your time, please do support the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.